what's up, you guys? Bunanda here. Disregard how I guess I kind of look tired, even though I can't fall asleep. It is 10:59, about to be 11 o'clock, and I can't sleep. So yeah, you're gonna get a video. So I'll probably finish this later on, but I'll probably just start this now. So I wanted to talk about me and Chris's relationship, because our relationship was very public on this platform, and a lot of our relationship was shown. Not a lot of the bad parts. I do have a few videos where I just left in where he was yelling at me. I don't know if anyone really noticed it. Might not have. You might have. I don't know. But yeah. So first off, I'm going to pretty much, instead of just spilling tea about him and our relationship, let's first start off with me. So, in the beginning of our relationship, I have to preface this because I guess if you know me in real life and you knew me in school, you probably know some things about me that are not true. So let's go into the past. And by the way, it's probably going to be a long video. If you don't want to watch all this, I'm sorry. You can if you want to know everything. So when I think I started 9th grade, I completely changed who I was. Before that, I was a very follow the crowd. I dressed preppy and I dressed like all the other girls did in hopes that people wouldn't bully me, which I was very, very, very much bullied in school, to the point where I've had bones broken by people. I've had I've had bones broken, I've got my ankle sprained, I got not black eyes, but a lot of bruises, I've gotten slapped, punched, all that stuff. I was very much bullied. So when I think it was 9th grade came around, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be completely different. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna be this person that I want to be, but also be not me, but me, if that makes sense. So I pretty much made up this whole persona of this person. So I was a scene girl, and that was what I wanted to be my whole life. That was the person, the image of scene girls was what I wanted. If I could be anything, it'd be a scene girl. And so I did that. I started dressing as a scene girl, and with this persona, I started saying oh yeah, because everyone in school at that time was smoking weed, because that was a big thing back then. I was like, okay, yeah, I smoke weed. Never smoked weed in my life. I said I drank and a whole bunch of stuff like that. And people are gonna be pissed about this, and if you know me now, I've every time I talk to people, I tell them the truth now, mostly just because I'm not a child anymore. But to go into me and Chris's relationship, I was still saying that stuff to be cool, and because me and Chris met my senior year of high school. And my senior year, I was in a virtual school pretty much. So I was still going by that person, and when we first got together, so I think it was probably, so we got together in March, and I was that person until that October. I think it was that October. And so for that long gap of time, I wasn't my true self with him. And I get that. That's not something you should do, and I'm telling you don't do that, because it kind of in a way starts a relationship on a bad note, especially when you tell them the truth. And I told him the truth when I was very, very drunk so there was this girl, and I trail in and out of thoughts, okay, I'm sorry. So there was this girl that I worked with at this job. I used to work in an art studio, and so there was this girl that I worked with. Let's call this person, they don't go by she, her pronouns, so let's call them Sam, because gender neutral term. So Sam and me worked together, and I had the biggest crush on Sam. Like, the biggest. Since, yeah, I had the biggest crush. Like, I would, not purposely, but I would have dreams of me and Sam together, and then me and Chris also together, and, like, us be together. So, like, yeah. So, me, Sam, and Chris, I had, like, the crush on Chris, or on Sam. And so we went to Sam's party that October. It was, like, a Halloween party. But it was, I think, a little bit before or after Halloween. I can't remember. So, it would be October, or no. Yeah, it was October, November, whenever it happened. So, like, yeah. So, I got really drunk at the party, and I told Chris the truth, and a whole bunch of other stuff came out about Chris that I could never say to him. And it was, I'm not going to talk about that because it's very personal. So, yeah. So, that happened, and that was, like, the one big thing in the relationship that I did personally wrong. And I get that, like, I shouldn't have done that, but in my defense, even though I shouldn't be defending this, I was already doing it since I was, like, in 9th grade. So, like, that person that I was so ingrained in who I was that I couldn't distinguish what was reality and what was not, which is wrong. I totally agree. I tell everyone 100% the truth now. I'm not that person, but that's because I don't have to be popular or people to like me when you're a fucking adult, and I don't have to be in that fear that I'm gonna get the shit beat out of me every day at school. So, but I just wanted people to like me back then, so that's why I did that. But I told him the truth, and that kind of messed with our relationship. Anytime we'd have an argument, he would throw that in my face, which really was kind of fucked up, because at that point, I was always telling him the truth, and yeah, and it was just hard. I get that, I get it, it's hard to trust somebody after they've done something like that, I get that, but yeah, so, me and Chris would fight all the time, and every time we would fight, he would bring up that, it was hard to address concerns or anything like that with Chris. So I'm getting into me and Chris's, like, relationship. So in the beginning of our relationship, everything was, like, very different. We did move in together very quickly. I think we were together, so we got together in March. I think I moved in around his birthday, which is in June. So March, April, May, June. So we were together 4 months, probably not even 4 months, when I moved in with him. And so that's very quickly, very, very quickly, which I don't condone. So pretty much, like, we moved in really quickly. In the beginning of our relationship, I was that not me person. But also, as time went on, he completely changed who he was too. When we first got together, he was a very animal-loving, hippie guy, that was just chill all the time, wanted to go on walks, wanted to go to the park, wanted to, like, just talk and, like, spend time together and just be together and have fun and, like, be outside, go on adventures and, like, stuff like that. And that was something I loved, because I never really got to do stuff like that as a kid, or really at all, because we weren't really allowed to do that stuff, and I was kind of a mom to my siblings, and so I couldn't really do anything or go anywhere, and so to me that meant a lot. Just someone wanting to especially listen to me or talk to me or have a conversation with me, because I had, before we got together, I was living with 8 siblings, so I was very ignored a lot. And I do talk a lot. That was something that very much irritated him, and I get that. I get it, but I also don't get it, because the people that have been in relationships before and sort of after loved that I talked a lot, so never gotten complaints until him, I guess. He was also very depressed, and I don't know if I'm 100% allowed to talk about this, but I'm going to, because it's part of our relationship, and he posted on Facebook, so obviously it should be fine, right? So he would constantly talk about killing himself. Constantly. He still does it on Facebook, and it really bothers me. And that's why I'm really fucking excited to get the rest of my shit from his house. But, so I can just block him and I don't have to see it because it does fuck with me mentally. So he would talk about constantly that he was gonna kill himself and how he was gonna kill himself. Anytime I hung out with my friends, he would text me, pretty much saying how, talking about, because he had a gun. You guys have seen it in videos, he had a gun, and so he would talk about how he was gonna shoot himself or whatever. And he constantly tells people, hey, just fucking kill me. You can take whatever you want, just fucking kill me. A whole bunch of shit. And it really fucking bothered me. And it was super fucking hard on our relationship because it felt like I couldn't make him happy. Because I'm a horribly bad people pleaser. Because I feel like I have to make people happy, and I have to make people, you know, I've dated a lot of people with mental illnesses. And, like, in high school, I dated this guy that cut himself, like, a lot. Well, I dated two guys that cut himself, but one, I dated this guy that he cut himself, and he was cutting himself even a little bit when we first started dating, and then after dating me for a certain amount of time, he quit cutting, and because being with me made him happy, and that's what I thought. But, like, when me and Chris first started together, he never really hinted that he was that depressed, or that he had that many bad mental issues. He also smokes weed a lot. And I get it, in the beginning, I did say that I smoked weed and all that stuff, and I get that. But after I told him, weed really messes with me. I'm one of those unlucky people that it makes you super paranoid, like, extremely paranoid, to the point where, like, it's not fun. It's not, like, giggles and just fun times. I just want to crawl in a corner and fucking cry because I feel like everyone hates me and everything is wrong and nothing can be right and it's just not fun and I really fucking hate it, so I don't really smoke weed. Really at all. I did smoke weed yesterday, but, like, it's fine. I pretty much smoked weed and then just had sex, so, like, I didn't really have to think about anything. But, so, like, I didn't really smoke weed. And when we'd smoke weed, he would start arguments with me. And it wasn't fun. And he never really, I think the first time I smoked weed with him, it was fun. It was. Like, when I actually smoked weed. First time I smoked weed, I didn't have no fucking clue what I was doing. Didn't get high at all. Because I didn't know how to breathe it in, you know, the whole thing. And I didn't know what the fuck to do. But the first time I actually got high when smoking weed, it was fun. We, like, rolled around on the bed, and we, like, laughed and, like, joked, and then my brain was a little fucked, so, like, I got a little sad and kind of got dissonant, but, like, he never wanted to cuddle, he never wanted to hold my hands, he never wanted to do anything, but also, most of the time, whenever we would smoke, his friends would be there, and me being paranoid and everything just was a lot for me to handle, especially with a whole bunch of people around. And I don't like going anywhere because, I don't know, it scares the fuck out of me, which normal people, no, I guess it's normal because, like, I don't know what to call this person, but I'm just gonna say my 45-year-old friend. But yeah, so our relationship was kind of, like, closed off. Like, he had friends and he got to hang out with friends. I didn't really have any friends or hang out with any friends, and when I did, it was not fun because he would just fucking make it terrible. And so I kind of just, like, just only was his friend, and it fucking sucked because I didn't really get to do anything fun. Anytime there was a fun opportunity, I'd been like, I'm sorry, I can't go, I have to be here with him. Which was really fucking shitty, and I fucking hated it so much because I missed so many fucking amazing opportunities. Like, there was only one thing I went to that he told me not to go to, and I fucking didn't, and I had the best fucking time I've ever had in my whole life. That was the Ogar concert that I got put on the fucking guest list for, and it was so fucking amazing, so fucking fun, I loved it. And we just had different thoughts on how a relationship he was very monogamous. That's right, monogamous is when you, yeah, I think he wanted to be monogamous. He wanted just him and that person, and which was me. And that's not the person I am. And I'm pretty sure I explained that when we first got together, that I don't believe in monogamy. And I've every relationship that I've got into since him, I explained that. Every relationship that I've thought about getting in, or me and the person were like, we like each other, but like, we're gonna stay friends and stuff, but like, let's talk about relationships so we can be on the same fucking page. And I'm always like, the first thing I'm like, okay, I don't like monogamy, but if you want monogamy, I don't know if I could do it, but I can be monogamous. So this makes sense. I'm monogamous when I'm with a guy and we're 100% monogamous, I will only be sexually with that guy, if that makes sense. And I want to be with women, if that makes sense. So I'll be monogamous in the man standpoint, or like I had a kind of recent relationship where we were monogamous, like me and that person. We weren't monogamous in the standpoint where we could sleep with whoever we wanted, but we had, so maybe none of you know this, but I was a sugar baby for a short amount of time. So me and the person, because the person knew my past, and so they were like, okay, if you wanted to be non-monogamous, you just can't have sugar daddies. You can sleep with anyone you want, do whatever you want, don't give a shit. And I was like, sweet, I get it. I won't. I don't want to be with anymore. That was a horrible time. And I didn't really make any money, so it fucking sucked. So like, yeah, it was like fucked, but it's okay. But he also already has another girlfriend, and which is fucked with me because I want to get my shit, and I can't get my fucking shit because his girlfriend has to be fucking there every single fucking time. And it's like, I just want to come over, get my shit, and fucking leave. I don't want to have to stay in town till like 5 fucking o'clock when it's gonna be fucking horrible traffic and gonna be getting dark soon. Like, fuck that. Like, that's fucked. Like, I live fucking far away. I can't just drive there and fucking get my shit because I have to wait for your fucking girlfriend to be there. And it's like ridiculous because like the only thing that kind of bothered me, I get it, because after we broke up, I did get in a relationship, but my relationship only lasted like a month. And then she like fucking dipped. Which, if you want a story time about that, tell me and I'll fucking do it, because like that relationship was fucking crazy and just like a lot. And if you read my poetry, a lot of it is about her. Just saying. But like, so he got in a relationship with a girl with a woman with a daughter, which, if you're that mentally fucking unstable to be still posting stuff about killing yourself and your girlfriend has a fucking daughter, you're a horrible human. Just saying. I get it, mental illness fucking sucks, but don't post it on your fucking Facebook page. And you shouldn't get with someone that has a kid if you're gonna fucking kill yourself, because it's gonna fuck with that kid if they find out that you killed yourself. And it is a little kid, it might not remember, but still, that's horrible. And that like fucking hurts me to say that, because I shouldn't feel that way towards him, that I think it's so fucked that he's doing that, because I get mental illness. I fucking get it. I have mental illness and it fucking sucks all the fucking time, and it ruins so much shit. Like, it's almost ruined one relationship that I was in because they didn't have any mental illnesses, so like didn't understand what the fuck was wrong with me and me getting rid of my feelings and just being fucking empty. But like, I don't know, that's one thing that really bothers me, and it's bothered me since it happened. But also, he hit up my best friend like the person I was talking about, Sam, from the beginning, hit up Sam that's pregnant and boyfriend killed himself like not even 2 months before we broke up, and hits them up trying to get in on that. And the whole time we were together and I was friends with them, misgendered and everything them the whole time to their face, and was a dick. Also, another thing about that really bothered me about Chris, which I feel like this is just becoming I hate Chris thing, but I don't. I really don't hate him. He just is kind of a dirtbag most of the time. And I get it. I was a fucking dirtbag. I was a bitch. And I get that. I wouldn't purposely start arguments, but I would talk about how I felt, and he would take it as a threat, or like, oh, you wanna, those are fighting words. That's what I was gonna say. I would be like, I feel like you're being an asshole, or not being an asshole. I don't like when you, okay, he doesn't like big people, and that really bothered me, because anytime you watch anything and someone that was, I guess, slightly overweight, or slightly bigger or thick, he would make a comment how disgusting they are and how they need to take care of themselves and all that shit. And I get that. I get it. But when like, I love his mom. I'm just putting that out there. She's a bigger lady. And that's what really fucking bothered me. That you're gonna talk trash on bigger women or bigger people, and your mom's a bigger person. And, like, it hurt me. And I always told him how much that bothered me, because, like, I have body issues. And I've dealt with anorexia almost my whole fucking life. And for him to sit there and talk bad on someone else's body that's confident and happy and loving who they are fucked me up and pissed me the fuck off so fucking much. And there's a few words that I physically hate when people say, and I'm not gonna say it. It's the bad word for gay people. That's a word that really fucking bothers me. I hate when people say it. Unless you are in the community and you're taking it and using it in a good way to be like, fuck you guys, or you're using it to talk about cigarettes, or like a bundle of sticks, or whatever the fuck. But if it's in a negative way, like he would, it really fucking bothered me. And I would tell him every time he say it how much it fucking bothered me, and he would still fucking do it. And I get that. I get it. You want to be a fucking dick, and you want to just say whatever the fuck, and they're just words. That's he would say every time he would say something. He'd be like, "It's just words. They're made up things anyway. It doesn't matter." But you don't understand the impact that words have. I do. I know how much a word could hurt. Like, if someone says something and in a way they couldn't be meaning it, but the second that word comes out, it hurts somebody, and it makes that person just constantly think about that, constantly, over and over and over again. And a part of the person is gone, and you can't earn that back. It's so hard to not think about the bad things people have said. And a part of me is happy I'm not around that. I'm happy that I don't have to be scared that I'm gonna get in another fucking argument over something fucking stupid. That I don't have to pretend to be fucking happy every fucking day, even though I just want to fucking cry. I don't have to sit there and cry fucking alone and know that no one's gonna fucking comfort me. That really fucking pissed me off. And I can talk now and not be scared that someone's gonna sit there and judge every single fucking word I say and tell me how I'm wrong all the time and how I don't know what I'm fucking talking about, and how I don't know. I get it. I don't know that much about cars, and I get that, and I understand that. But how the fuck am I supposed to learn if you're gonna keep telling me that I have no idea what I'm talking about? On things I actually know what I'm talking about. It's just... I don't know. It's just... I don't know. It's... I get it. Relationships change us and turn us into a person that we need to be, sometimes for better or worse. I am still kind of fucked up from Chris's relationship, and it's kind of shown in other relationships. When I get happy and I talk about something loud and obnoxiously, I'm still scared that the person is gonna yell at me and tell me to shut up or shush, I'm being too fucking loud, and make it seem like I can't be happy. Because when I get happy and fucking excited and I'm just full of happiness, I get loud and smiley and jumpy and I giggle and I'm just fucking happy and over the fucking moon. And every time I would feel that way in front of Chris, you know what you do? You tell me to shush. You tell me to be quiet. Make me feel like my feeling of happiness and excitement is invalid. And it hurt. And I come from a really loud family. Obviously, I lived with 8 kids for a time, and before that I lived with 10 kids. And so I had a lot of brothers and sisters. And so if you weren't loud, you weren't heard. And so I was a loud person. And he knew that. He knew that when he got with me, that I was a loud person. And he still did. But like, I couldn't be a loud person. I had to change who I was, and then I got with somebody and they were loud too. They told me I need to be louder. I need to voice how I feel and just yell to the world and make everyone fucking know how I feel. And it helped a lot. It showed me that how he felt towards me and how he pushed how I should feel down fucked me up. And how I should be loud and voice how I feel and tell everyone who I am and I don't give a shit. Because I shouldn't give a shit. Chris also hated my parents. Hated my mom so fucking much. He hated my whole family because we were loud and happy and just... My family is fucked. Like, if you don't know that already, it is. My mom used to be a drug addict. She's a lot better now. I have a lot of siblings. My stepdad at the moment is a fucking creep. Pretty sure he's a pedophile. I don't want to throw that out there. Nobody really knows who I am or my family, so it's fine. Like, I don't care. But I would like it if you'd get arrested. It'd be sweet. He didn't do anything personally to me. He did, like, stare at me, and when mom would take my phone and I had nudes on it, he'd look at them. I don't know. But I've heard other stories. I'm not going to talk about those because those aren't my stories to tell. With other siblings in my house. But I'm getting them out of there soon. Just so you guys know, I'm not going to just leave my siblings there. They're about to be soon moving in where I live, which will be nice. And I'm trying to get a lawyer so I can get them locked up. So, pretty much, he hated my family. He hated who I was. We'd fight all the time. He always expected me to change who I was to fit what he wanted. I wasn't allowed to be loud. I was too emotional. I was too skinny, but then I was also too big. He hated how I dressed very inappropriately. I do it. Now it's kind of my job. If you didn't know that and you're still tuned in, I am going to be starting OnlyFans. I do have my BunadaBaby Instagram. It's very NSFW. If you want to see my beautiful, almost nudes. Nudes you have to pay for. Sorry. I got a nice body. I can't just give them out for free. But again, my 45-year-old friend took my most latest sexy photos, which are really good. He hit me really hard on the butt and gave me a bruise, and I made him bruise me more for those photos. So, yeah. If it works, it works. And probably my favorite photos I've ever taken of myself, the one that's my profile picture on my BunadaBaby Instagram, made me fall in love with my body again. Being with Chris kind of fucked with my head a little bit, or a lot of it. So I started hating how I looked again. Because when we first got together, I started getting better because he pretty much told me we'd be having kids and that I needed to be healthy and I needed to gain weight or he was never gonna have kids with me. So I really wanted to have kids, so I was like, okay, fuck, I got this. I'm gonna gain enough weight and he'll have kids with me. Because that's what he said he would do. Never happened. We were almost together for 3 years. And he didn't want to try to have kids with me until I pretty much was breaking up with his ass. Yeah, and yes, I broke up with him on his birthday. I'm a horrible person. I know. It's okay. It's fine. I got this. But I broke up with him on his birthday. I was already moved out. Gotta think of a name. Let's call this person Allison. Okay, there we go. Allison was this person that ran off to Texas. Yeah. So Allison was already living with me at the time. They've been living with me not even a week yet. And because we were talking long before this. It's probably been like since December of that year. We were only friends till then. No, I think they were at my house. I think it was 2 days. But also in me and Chris's relationship, a reason I moved out of his house and I didn't really want to be with him anymore was I felt every night, well, almost every night, I would have very vivid dreams. Because my dreams are very vivid. I could feel everything. It's like everything's real. So I would have dreams of having, I guess, sex with women and making out with women, and he was not in them while I was laying next to him. And I was very angry with myself because I shouldn't be having those feelings, especially because it was ingrained in my fucking skull that I'm only allowed to love him. So it really fucked with me. And I was like, I can't be with him. I don't want to just be with him. I can't do this. I physically can't. Like, I don't want to lead him on when mentally I'm having sex with so many different women. And I'm not. But also, I forgot to preface this. Me and Chris, our sexual relationship might have seemed very amazing online, or we had a lot of sex. I could count on maybe half of my hand as many times as we had sex in a month. Maybe it, yeah. Ooh. Our sex was actually not very good. It was okay. Like, it wasn't, like, horrible, but it was only, I don't want to, like, I'm going to talk about this because our sex life was very open on this platform. Most of the time it would only last a few minutes, and even then he was majority of the time only getting off, which was majority of the time. And in our relationship, in the beginning, you know this from my YouTube videos, and if you know me, I am very sexually active. I love sex. Sex was like one of my favorite things to do because it made me happy. And I guess you shouldn't associate love with sex, but to me, when you're as close as you can be with that one person, to me that was like how someone showed they loved me. And I get that's fucked, and I really shouldn't think like that, but I did. And so he would never want to have sex with me. Anytime I asked, it was like pretty much telling me that I shouldn't feel that way, that I shouldn't want sex all the time, that it's horrible that I think about sex all the time. Like, why are you thinking about sex all the time? Like, ew. Like how gross it was and how horrible I was just for wanting to have sex all the time. And it was just made me just hate myself, because I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't want to have sex all the time. I should just want to have sex when he wants to have sex. And that was the only time we had sex, was when he wanted to have sex. And it really fucked me up, because now I'm just like, when I've had sex with people, or like, let's use, oh shit, what the fuck was the person's name that I just said? Okay, the person I was dating, which I gave them the name, we're gonna change it because I forgot what the fuck it was. Okay, let's go with something. I'm just gonna call, I can't fucking call, it's too close to their name. Okay, Maddie. I don't know what the name I said before. So, Maddie, like, which is the person that ran off Texas I was talking about that lived with me, whatever, so we can get back into that conversation. So, Maddie, before we got together, was on testosterone, and then got one of their ovaries taken out. So they were off testosterone. They were very sexual, like they wanted sex all the time, which I wasn't opposed to, because it was my first girlfriend, the first time I ever was with a girl, and it was fucking amazing. Like, I was really fucking good. Or I was told I was very good. And I was very proud of myself, and it made me really fucking happy. But when I was with Maddie, it was more just like, I was never really wanting to have sex. And so I would just, do Maddie. And so, like, I guess, like, I did get stuff done to me once in a while, sort of. But it was after I did them, so it was more just, like, pretty quick. And I felt bad. Oh, shit. So, like, I don't know. But I've been trying to get better, because, like, after Maddie and the other relationship that I was in, they were also very sexually active, which is surprising. They're very spry for an older person, and so it was weird. But so I've been trying to get used to, or get back to being sexually active, or wanting to have sex, or wanting to all that shit, which has been very fucking hard, not gonna lie, because after pretty much beaten down mentally about, you shouldn't feel this way, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't want this, you shouldn't do anything, that was like a dance move, but like, whatever. So, like, yeah, and me and Chris's relationship really fucked me up. There's a lot to talk about, and I wish I had it so he could talk about how he felt about everything, but it probably just mean be pretty much saying fuck me, fuck you, fuck everything. Sorry, the recording stopped. So yeah, part of me wishes I had a statement from him, but I don't. The whole time since we've broken up, I've tried to be the bigger person in every argument. Whenever he's gotten an argument with me, I try to be like, hey, it's chill. So I'll talk about one of our it wasn't really an argument. So I'm trying to get the rest of my stuff from his house, and his girlfriend hasn't been there, or he's been taking extra shifts or whatever the fuck. And so he's like, I'm picking up extra shifts from work to just save up money, but mostly save up money for my funeral so my mom doesn't have to pay for my funeral. And I was like, pause yourself there, like, what the fuck? No, you should be saving money to take your girlfriend and her baby to, like, Disney World or Disneyland or Six Flags or whatever the fuck. I said something like that. And that's what really fucking bothered me. Because, like, you have a girlfriend and she has a fucking baby. Well, not baby. I think the kid's, like, 4. But, like, whatever the fuck. You're with someone that has a fucking kid. You cannot kill yourself. You shouldn't have got yourself in that fucking situation if you're still wanting to kill yourself. And I shouldn't be bringing that up again because, like, it was already overdone. But, like, still, that really pisses me off. But, yeah. So, I'm trying to think what else happened to me in Chris' relationship. So, I guess, like, I tried to stay. I tried to want to be with him. And I tried as much as I could. And I couldn't do it. Because it wasn't good for me. And it wasn't a place that I should be at. And part of me wishes that you wouldn't have got with somebody else because I feel very sorry for that person. Because I know how much hurt he put me through. And he's not the worst person in the world. I've been in way worse situations with my mom and my ex-stepdad. Like, nothing compares. He never hit me. He did break a fucking mirror, and he would yell at me even knowing how much mental issues happens when people yell at me. It scares the fuck out of me. And outwardly, it might not show because I get just even more pissed, but inside I'm fucking screaming and just wanting to just jump out a fucking window because flashbacks of crazy, horrible bullshit from my past. And it's just fucked. And he knows that, and I told him how I don't like that, and it's just a lot. But I was truthful with him in the end. I told him that I wanted to be with girls, and that I didn't think I would ever be with anything else but girls after I was with Maddie. And after being with Maddie, I didn't think I was ever going to be with anything else. And the relationship that me and Maddie had was very quick. Very quick. One night, we just completely had sex, and that same night we said I love you and talked about how we were gonna have a future together and how we were gonna buy a bus and live in a bus and travel and see the world and do a whole bunch of stuff and we were gonna foster kids and adopt kids, or she already had baby daddies picked and we were gonna get pregnant by these guys that she knows, which I'd be down for. We could both have babies around the same time and have technically twins, and it'd be amazing. And it didn't work out. It's fine. And every relationship teaches you something. Chris's relationship taught me to know my worth. And if someone isn't treating me the way I should be treated and how I have to be treated, say fucking goodbye, because they don't fucking deserve you. That you're worth so much more than any person could ever give you. And you deserve the world. And if someone isn't going to treat you with all the respect and all the love and all the passion and everything that you want and need, then they're not worth it. There's gonna be someone out there that will do anything for you, and you will do anything for that person. It's not a one-sided street. Just telling you that, it's not. But it also taught me that people change. They could be this wonderful person that you've always wanted, and then turn around and be your worst nightmare. Maybe not your worst nightmare. Pretty close. But what I want you guys to take from this super fucking long video is that don't stay with somebody because you love them if they do anything that's horrible to you. I was there for almost 3 years, and I regret it, but I don't. I regret not getting away sooner and not just dumping his stupid ass. Because I'm a pretty great catch, if I say so myself. I'm a good person. Pretty cool. I try. And I'm a people pleaser. I like making people happy, and I love seeing people happy, and I like getting people gifts, and I like doing anything I can to just see them smile. And one day I'll find somebody that deserves that, and that deserves me. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but there'll be somebody. And in the meantime, I make videos, make myself happy, take beautiful photos of myself to post on the internet, and videos. I also do videos. I'll do a plug here at the end. Let's do this. So, if you didn't already know that, I'm going to be starting a OnlyFans. I also sell photos and videos of custom photos and videos. Just saying, throwing that in there, promo. But also, I make videos on here, talking about whatever the fuck I want. Just being myself, and I might do little videos again. I haven't felt like a little in a long time. Chris kind of ruined it for me. I just felt like I couldn't be me anymore with him. I was a little for so long, and I haven't been a little in a long time. Even though the person that I was with kind of recently was very into DDLG and all that stuff, and I just couldn't do it. But I'm trying. And I hope you guys got something from this video, and it's not just me talking shit on me and Krista's relationship, but it was very public, and I knew I had to talk about it. I kind of talked a little bit about it in my coming back video, and I just want you guys to know that if you guys have any questions about me and Krista's relationship, I'm down to talk about it. I'm not gonna hide anything of that. I want everyone to know what happened, so you don't get into the situation. And I just want you guys to know that Chris isn't the worst guy in the world. He might make the wrong decisions and not really know how to treat people, but in his defense, neither does his dad. And that's not an excuse you should use, or someone should use. It's just because of your father or your mother or whatever the fuck. But I don't think he really learned how to love correctly. He learned arguing and fighting and stress and anger. And I get it. I grew up around men just like that my whole life. But yeah, I'm done with this video before it gets so fucking long, because it already is. Ask me anything, hit me up on any social media. If you guys have any questions, concerns, and you just need someone to fucking talk to. I'm not the best, but I'm down. You're more than welcome to hit me up in my inbox. On any of my social media, it's all down below. I love you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you guys have amazing every day. Hope everything in your life is going awesome.